I'm Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of Penn Voice. I am joined today by Becky Cooper, who is the Executive Director of Friends for Youth, and I'm also joined by Joel Valencia, who is the Strategic Partnership Director for Friends for Youth. Joel, welcome. Becky, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dani.
We're going to start, Becky, with you to kind of give our viewers a little background on Friends for Youth.
Gladly. Gosh, we've been in the community for 37 years. Friends for Youth was started back then to provide one-to-one mentors for youth who are having challenges in their lives. And the youth have been referred to us over the years through schools, through juvenile probation, through Children's Protective Services, through many avenues. Schools, of course, have been one very prominent place that we've worked with over the years. But our focus since the beginning has been the one-to-one, deep, long-term relationship because that's what the youth have needed that have been identified in our program. These are youth who are living in poverty, have severe challenges at home, in school, in their communities, exposed early to gang influences. And so that's been our work for many, many years. We've matched around 2,000 young people in that capacity. We also provide group activities, other community opportunities to engage the youth in.
And Joel, you're here as one of those 2,000 students that were matched with a mentor. You were matched back in the late 90s, if I remember. Tell us your story and how you found Friends for Youth and how that changed your life.
Sure. So, as you said, I was matched in 1997. At this point, I was in 7th grade. I'm 11 years old, and I'm doing this at the encouragement of my friends who are already part of this program. And this was...
So that was good peer pressure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You get out of school, you see your friends going to this program, they tell you, hey, you should come too, and I'm there. And from there, participate until the people who are working there at this point, I'd love to be more involved, and eventually I get matched with my own mentor, and from there, I have this guidance that I didn't have before as far as getting to where I wanted to go academically. I'm going to this middle school on autopilot. I don't know exactly what it is to navigate.
Just sort of flowing through the system, like
you're just doing what you're told essentially as a kid. You don't know what you're doing exactly as far as getting to the ultimate goal at that point, which is getting to college. So this is 6 years down the road at this point, and I have no idea how to get there.
And probably no one in your family had gone to college at this point in time.
Yeah, and my family's from Mexico, so I'm first generation. I'm the oldest of the siblings, so for me, I have no idea how to get there. I just know that I do want to get there. I at least had that going as far as my family goes. And so my mentor, assisted me as far as teaching me what it means to be academically successful, to get to that point, but also guide me to the resources that I needed to do that. So getting me first to a high school where I could develop academically, and this was a good high school in East Palo Alto that was new at that time. And then when my parents couldn't stick around in the Bay Area anymore because of the cost of living, even at that point, then he and his wife offered to have me stay there for the remainder of my high school time, 2 years. And that made all the difference. Eventually, I was able to get into a great university and have kind of on their support since.
Well, and we're not going to let you tell the secret right now because we're going to make our viewers stay tuned because now you've come full circle, but we're not going to let any more into that just yet. So we talked earlier, Becky, the formula for student and mentor hasn't changed over the 37 years. The need only even becomes greater.
Yes.
So you've started a new program that helps satisfy that greater need of kids being exposed to adult mentors. So tell us about that.
We are so excited about this because, as you said, the need for adult positive attention and guidance and positive youth development is greater than ever. Our waiting list for youth is off the charts. We've had many connections with schools over the years. But just last year, about a year ago last fall, Sequoia High School came to us and said, our students have a lot of resources. They have homework club. They have, we do a good job for them. But one thing they don't have in their life necessarily are positive adults and mentors. And that's a really missing ingredient. And that was actually affirmed in a survey of 1,500 Sequoia High School students this past spring, just a couple months ago, where around 18% felt that they had a trusted adult they could go to and talk to. So
conversely,
less than 1 in 5 youth feel they have
82%.
someone to go to.
Right.
The transition point from 9th grade to 10th grade or into high school and 8th and 9th grade is a critical one for youth. The very first high school year is the most common year for youth to drop out. It's a very tough time. So we're going to be working with all the incoming freshmen. We're going particularly with the neediest 10-15% who have a need for a mentor, who are living in poverty right here in Redwood City, who need adult support, connections, the things that Joel received, for example.
From a program standpoint, how does it change? Is it still that one-to-one mentorship, or will you have various folks come into the program and talk to groups of students about topics and need and issues?
Good question. It's going to be the latter, so it'll be a little bit different than the one-to-one program. It'll be a group mentoring program. We will have a cadre of many adults over a 2-day period who will be spending time in the school and available for students throughout the school day. They will meet in small groups. Those youth who do need more of a one-to-one relationship can join that part of our program as well. And throughout the school year, though, they'll be connecting with a lot of different adults. We'll have a lot of field trips and, again, opportunities to connect in the community.
So now, Joel, this is the secret that we're going to let everybody in on. You've come full circle because now you are actually a part of Friends for Youth as a career path.
Yes.
But then you're also going to be now coming back as a mentor within this program at Sequoia High School. So tell us a little about how you came full circle back to Friends for Youth and what you're doing.
Sure. So I'll be supporting the Sequoia High School program, not officially a mentor, but I'll be there working with the kids, just to be clear on that point. But definitely a big part of Friends for Youth is getting connected with organizations that have the people that can mentor these kids. You know, back when I was a kid, it was an engineer who became my mentor.
Right.
You know, we've got tons of engineers in the area, many of whom have some time to do this, who may want to be a part of our program.
Right.
So I do strategic partnerships specifically, and I work with corporations and businesses so that we can get people who are willing and able to do that mentorship for our kids to meet with us and connect with our program, and ideally eventually become a part of it as a mentor or support us in any other capacity.
And having someone that mentored you, you can really speak to what were the values and the skill sets that you needed as a youth and sort of guide them and coach them into saying, this is what was most valuable to me.
Absolutely, and definitely, you know, when you, and I would see this, you know, with kids who grew up with all those resources, you know, a lot of times you don't realize, unless you've been through it yourself, like very basic things that kids may need.
Right.
You know, you take it for granted, like just learning how to get up to grade level reading, for example, or math skills, or having that belief that you can get to college, which a lot of kids don't have necessarily.
Right. So, Becky, when are you launching the Sequoia High School program, and then when can you come back to tell us a little bit about the first year experience?
Oh, I would love to come back within maybe the first 6 months or so. Definitely we can come back and tell you how it's going. To help us launch this, however, and the launch is this coming school year, so fall of 2016, and then through 2017.
Right.
So our launch is going to be August, September. We're planning an event. People can find out more information on our website. I do want to call out to and thank the Sequoia Healthcare District who provided seed funding for this program. They do so much wonderful work philanthropically to help with the health and wellness and well-being of youth in our community. So we do invite other community members to contribute as well. We're launching a fundraising campaign, as well as we're still looking for mentors to start off the school year.
Great.
And so the community can really pitch in and help. It's a little bit less time intensive than the one-to-one, which can be a challenge.
And it might
for
be a great way for people to then find out a little bit more and then launch into that one-on-one. And we are out of time. So
Okay.
we're just going to direct everybody to the website again to
Great.
find out more about the Sequoia High School program coming up this fall.
Okay.
And if anybody's interested in becoming a mentor or that corporate partner that you're looking for.
Absolutely.
So thank you
Great.
both,
Yeah,
Joel
great.
and Becky, for
Thank you.
joining us on Penn Voice, and we'll see all of you next time.